You did it, and under such very difficult circumstances.
You survived a pandemic, you survived online learning, but you have a fantastic...
We won't stand a chance.
But you adapted quickly and finished your degree.
Congratulations, class of 2020. From the moment you turn your tassel, you become a member of Ontario Tech's Alumni Association, comprised of more than 22,000 people from around the world.
We are so happy to share in the excitement of your graduation day and so very proud of you too.
In this year, that has been unlike any other. Take pride in knowing that you persevered, didn't let anything stop you, and you completed your degree. Congratulations.
Now go out there and make your mark on the world.
Congratulations, you officially graduated despite living through a pandemic. You can now finally take on anything.
It may not have been the ending you were envisioning, but boy, do you have a story to tell.
Bravo, you did it.
Someday you'll look back and think, wow, I graduated at the strangest time ever. Until then, we'll be here cheering you on. Go Ridgebacks!
You overcame many obstacles and achieved your goals. Best of luck in your future endeavors.
Well done, grads.
Today will be the first of many successful moments for you.
Congrats on this super exciting achievement and milestone.
We're so happy for you.
You have worked so hard and should be so proud.
Congratulations on taking this massive step towards a bright future.
Congratulations for today and best wishes for all of your tomorrows.
I think you're gonna have an amazing and bright future ahead of you.
Wishing you all the best in what lies ahead.
Remember, you're always going to be a Ridgeback.
All the best to you as you start this next exciting chapter.
Congratulations, Ridgebacks. Welcome to the Alumni Pack. Let's go!
We can't wait to see what you accomplish and how you make the world a better place. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Anin, bojo, sego, tanse, kwekwe kinawea, mijikayan dodem, shkoden nigan wa waskonen indigenous. Shawanagan dunchaba Nishinabe kwe Ojibwe, Botawarmi and Dao. I bring greetings in the language of my Anishinaabe ancestors. My spirit recognizes your spirit. I am known as head or leader of the Fire Flower, and I'm Turtle Clan. In English, I'm known as Kim Wheatley. And it's my honor to be here today to celebrate and congratulate you on your enormous achievement. When we come together in good ways with good hearts and good minds, we always want to recognize the traditional treaty territory that we're tuning in from or perhaps residing upon. And today, I'm honored to be in the territory of the Mississaugas of Scugog Island. I have lit the medicines for you. I am offering a smudge for each and every one of you. I'm also going to offer a song for you. But before I do that, I want to remind you how important it is on what you have achieved and that we, bearing witness to that, celebrate with you. So I hope that this day is not only very special for you, but also very sacred for you. The song I'm going to sing for you is an honor song. It's called Magazin. In English, it's the eagle song, and it's our belief that the eagle is the highest flying bird. And so the eagle flies over us on a daily basis, waiting for our prayers, our ceremonies, our songs, and scoops them all up and takes them out to all of creation. So at this time, I invite you to send something out to creation, knowing that you will meet what it is that you intend. Best of luck, everybody. Again, congratulations.
Oh, We see the rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for
Chancellor Fraser, President Murphy, honored guests, especially our newest graduates, we offer our warmest welcome to the most wonderful event of our university's academic year. My name is Dr. Lori Livingston, and I am the university's Provost and Vice President Academic. I have the honor of emceeing our convocation ceremonies, and although I can't see our audience today, I can feel the convocation energy in the air. While we are celebrating in a different format than what is typical at our university, our sentiment remains the same. Graduates, we are proud of you. You have shown yourself to be tech-savvy, resourceful, and driven. Now you have an opportunity to join a world that needs graduates like you, people who are highly skilled and smart in the ways of life. I hereby declare that the class of 2020 Convocation is now in session. May our proceedings reflect the warmth and dignity of the occasion. Cogitando, agendo, ducamus. By thinking and doing, we shall lead. I now call upon Chancellor Mitch Fraser to address Convocation.
Greetings and congratulations to our class of 2020. Convocation is an important celebration of Ontario Tech University as we gather to salute your achievements and hard work. As you may remember, I conferred all degrees for the class of 2020 last year in absentia, and today we are so pleased to formally recognize you in this virtual format. I want you to know that our entire university is exceptionally proud of your success, from our faculty and staff to our research and institutional partners and our donors. Earning a university degree is an incredible life achievement and experience, and I want you to know that an Ontario Tech degree stands for so much. It demonstrates your knowledge and skills, your resilience, and your values. As the first in my family to attend university, I know what a privilege an education can be. University shapes us into who and what we are here in Canada, and as Chancellor, I am grateful to have the opportunity to pay it forward. As the Students' Chancellor, I consider myself your head cheerleader. I believe strongly in our university and its can-do spirit. Our university is on the rise. We provide other institutions with a strong role model by undertaking tech with a conscience. As graduates, you will forever be part of our story. You have now joined more than 23,000 alumni, and it's a family that will grow larger and stronger each year. I proudly enjoy a front row seat to watch Ontario Tech as it continues to take a leading role in shaping education in Canada. And I'm excited to be part of a community full of passionate and talented leaders, educators, students, alumni, and friends. I also want to be part of this transformative period in Ontario Tech history by supporting the university's commitment to our students with a stellar education. When I accepted the position as Chancellor, I did it because I wanted to channel my experience to help out the university's students and alumni, namely you. You are change makers and future innovators. I understand the financial challenges many of our students face, particularly during the last 18 months. This is one of the reasons I created Chancellor's Challenge, which now includes a fundraising initiative that involves a run or walk of 7.2 kilometers to support our students. 7.2 kilometers represents the distance between our North and South Oshawa campus locations. While it's my objective to be with our students every step of the way, today is all about you. You put in the time, effort, and dedication to cross the finish line, and now you have graduated. The knowledge and experience you have gained now positions you to lead and to succeed. Your degree symbolizes your entrepreneurial mindset, your flexibility to take on new challenges, and your adaptability to technological change. You, who have stepped into the world and are already making a positive impact, dedicated to improving the lives of others, our environment, and our community. Of course, challenges or roadblocks will inevitably arise. I encourage you to remember your purpose and the lessons you have learned during your time at Ontario Tech. Continue to push forward one step at a time. We know you will do great things. On behalf of the Board of Governors, I offer my warmest congratulations and best wishes to the class of 2020.
Thank you, Chancellor Fraser. I now call upon President Stephen Murphy to address Convocation.
Hello, graduates, families, and friends. I'm so delighted to speak to you today and to congratulate you on your incredible achievements. Normally, as I deliver this address, I get to look over a sea of faces, our graduates and their family and friends. I get to feel your excitement about your new jobs, plans to travel or see the world, and explore new cultures, or your excitement about plans for graduate school and new opportunities to learn. I get to feel the pride and relief of your loved ones in them watching you achieve this critical milestone. Normally, as we come together to celebrate, our graduates, your achievements are fresh. You've just finished your programs, you've been on campus, drinking coffee in the Hive, or playing Frisbee on Polonsky Commons. There is this excitement and confidence that fills the spring air, both about your success in finishing and about the next stage before you. And Convocation is a time-honored tradition that then kicks off the summer season, something as Canadians we know to enjoy and savor. Convocation is filled with joy and happiness, and in truth, it is one of my favorite days because we get to celebrate you and all of your hard work and the culmination of your degree. This year, while it is still filled with joy and happiness, it's a very different experience. Over the past year, every single one of you has faced struggles and challenges. The final days of your degrees were the early days of the pandemic. Instead of being able to hang out in groups, cramming for final exams, the world started to shut down. In a single day, our world shifted from limitless possibility to just our homes, our families, and our computers. Our footprint became suddenly smaller. But something else amazing happened. In the middle of the world shrinking, our reach became bigger. As our world shifted to a more virtual one, people worked to find new ways to connect. There were online concerts, tours of museums, baking classes, and summer camps. We discovered that the human need to reach out to other people, to explore our world and connect, could be mediated through this new online format. Our motto of Tech with a Conscience became a guiding principle for the pandemic, not just for our school, but around the world. With technology, geography ceased to be a barrier to what we could explore or what we could learn. I'm not suggesting that technology made it easy, but it made it possible. With perseverance and skill, we have learned to adapt, and we have changed course. We have pivoted. In sailing, you learn that you can't change the direction of the wind, but you can adjust your course and your sails. The pandemic has pushed us 10 years into the future with respect to technological disruption, but it did not push us off course. It's okay to acknowledge what we have all lost over the past year and how that has frustrated the goals and objectives we thought we'd meet. Even your convocation was victim to the need to socially distance. Some of you may be on a different path from where you thought you would be in early 2020. It's okay to take time to grieve that. But above all else, keep an eye on your goals. If I can paraphrase Steve Jobs here, innovation is what happens when we see change as an opportunity, not a threat. This year has been full of difficult changes. If we think of them as obstacles, we can move forward. But if we adopt the mindset that they are opportunities, they become problems waiting for a solution. Approaching it this way will make you leaders in this time of transformation and adaptation. New business models are being created by those who can see the challenges ahead. There are new jobs on the horizon, and you are primed to be part of them. Grit is that stubborn refusal to quit and to ensure that you achieve the things you want, even in the faces of challenge like this past year. Cultivate your grit, and it will help you achieve your goals. Over the past year, we know that many of this class focused on being part of the solution. You've used your time to provide aid or support to others. You followed the advice to not let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. Students also joined in early in the pandemic to help print face shields and to ensure adequate PPE. We had candidates in the Faculty of Education volunteer to tutor and help parents frustrated with online learning. You transitioned from student to frontline nurse and hit the ground running. You showed up to your first days of work in the middle of a global crisis, stepping in and stepping up. What a powerful start to promising careers. And I could not be prouder than when I'm able to tell people that every one of you graduated from Ontario Tech. Take the skills that you have learned here and continue to apply them as you go forward. Continue to adapt. Continue to find the opportunities in a crisis like this one and work towards your goal. I promise you that our world is far from finished in shifting. Continue to embrace that the only predictable thing is change. Normally, when I speak at Convocation, my objective is to encourage you to work hard to follow your dreams. I try to imbue you with the courage to trust that what you have learned are the fundamental building blocks needed for the work ahead. It's a little different this time. You've already had a year to test drive your skills and your degrees and find out where they can take you. This has been a hard year. It has asked us to find strength and fortitude many of us did not know we had. We have been facing a crisis that has upended our lives for more than a year, and each and every one of you has persisted. This time, I don't get to look you in the eye as you receive your degrees. I don't get to see the excitement in your faces, but this convocation is still very special. I refuse to think of it as less than. It is simply different. It is a chance to think back on all you have achieved since you graduated and how you got there. It is also an opportunity to think about your goals, to think about how to adjust your course and sails to get to where you want to be. Even though this convocation is a year delayed, it is still a milestone in a lifelong journey focused around innovation, challenges, and learning. I can't wait to see how you will face these challenges and how you will shape the future. Thank you.
I would now like to present the candidates for the Honorary Doctor of Laws degrees to be conferred by the University. The Right Honourable David Johnston and Mrs. Sharon Johnston. The Johnstons met in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, and became high school sweethearts. They married in 1964. After a long career teaching law, Mr. Johnston served multiple terms as president of the University of Waterloo and as principal of McGill University. In 2010, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II named Mr. Johnston as Canada's 28th Governor General. He is among Canada's longest-serving Governors General. Mrs. Johnston studied physiotherapy and occupational therapy at the University of Toronto and Western University before obtaining her doctorate in rehabilitation science from McGill University. She enjoyed an illustrious career in rehabilitation science and is known for her steadfast commitment to both mental health and to wellness advocacy. She is also lauded for her dedication to supporting Indigenous youth and their families. During Mr. Johnston's term as Governor General, he established the Rideau Hall Foundation. The foundation is a registered charity that supports and amplifies the office of the Governor General in connecting, honoring, and inspiring Canadians. The Johnstons continue to shepherd the foundation's work. For their dedicated service to Canada, their outstanding leadership as scholars, educators, and public servants, and for their philanthropic example, which invites all Canadians to envisage better things, the University confers proudly upon the Right Honourable David Johnston and on Mrs. Sharon Johnston the honorary degrees of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
On behalf of the University's Academic Council, I hereby confer the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa to the Right Honourable David Johnston and Mrs. Sharon Johnston, and grant them all the honors, rights, and privileges appertaining thereto.
I now call upon Dr. David Johnston and Dr. Sharon Johnston to address Convocation.
Chancellor Fraser, President Murphy, Provost Livingston, faculty, staff, graduates, family, and friends. Let me first acknowledge that I am speaking to you today from the unceded, unsurrendered territory of the Anishinaabe Algonquin Nation, whose presence here reaches back to time immemorial. It is a singular honor to be speaking alongside my husband, the Right Honorable David Johnston, because we have been living in one another's pocket for the past year. How life has changed for all of us because of COVID-19. There have been countless sad stories, but ours was a happy one. After 54 years of marriage, we decided the past year was indeed the happiest. Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth, on a recent broadcast, suggested we all long for a hug. She may not have used exactly hug, but she did mean touch and feel. We are all in this together, we were told, but please remain 6 feet apart and keep your mask on. Out in public, we learned to smile with our eyes and speak louder. We adapted. I suggest when most of us are vaccinated and life returns to normal, we will still be adapting to a changed way of life. David and I began our lockdown days by asking, how can we make this a good day? We ended our day by asking, what did make it a good day? A good day was sometimes an outing to a drive-through for a latte or chai tea. Before COVID-19 hit, we were a fast-moving, highly interactive society, and we will be again. Job interviews, doctor's appointments, ceremonies, book clubs, and a myriad of face-to-face events will no longer have to be virtual. Let us not forget, however, that using technology to connect has its advantages, less commuting, and more time with your kids. One wife was overheard to exclaim, "Now I know what my husband does." As difficult as it was to have children sequestered at home, parents admitted they gained a better understanding of what they were learning. You are graduating into a softer world, a society that values its vulnerable. As you take up your careers, I hope you will measure your success by the innovation you bring to this world. I will end with the story of 3 young engineers who wanted to develop something innovative for residents of long-term care facilities. We have in the past year heard the horror stories of LTCs. We had to call the Army in to take over the care of one LTC. These newly graduated engineers with some seed money in hand from a wealthy entrepreneur, moved into a facility for 4 weeks to better understand the needs. Their innovation resulted in an alarm system that could prioritize calls to the overworked nursing station. It may not be the elderly who catch your fancy, but the notion of acquiring firsthand knowledge of a problem might. It was a bonus that the innovation gave these young men a financial head start. I congratulate the graduates today and the faculty and family who supported them. I am confident your future will be bright. Bon succès. It is now my pleasure to welcome my husband to the stage to give a few remarks.
I'm honored to be here to receive this degree, and I appreciate it especially because I have such affection for your institution. I had the pleasure of serving on the advisory committee to your first president in those wonderful early days. Sharon spoke about innovation and empathy, and I'd like to expand on those remarks. I'd ask you to remember two things. What's IQ and what's EQ? You probably think IQ is intellectual or intelligence quotient. It's not in my mind, it's innovation quotient. And EQ is empathy quotient. The innovation is the constant effort to improve things, making things better by step-by-step process, just bringing new ideas to it. And the emotion or empathy quotient is not sympathy. I'm sorry for your plight, but I understand your situation and I walk in your shoes to make it better. That's positive empathy. So IQ and EQ, I think, should be kind of your guiding symbols as you go on. There's a couplet from George Bernard Shaw that puts things nicely. Some people see things as they are and wonder why. We dream of things that ought to be and ask why not. So that first sentence in the couplet, some people wonder why. That's the curiosity that leads to innovation. But the second sentence is the call to empathetic positive action. We, it's collective. Dream, it's future-oriented. Ought, it's a moral imperative. And ask why not, it's a call to action. And that couplet, I think, is an important guide in our life's journey. How do you learn IQ and EQ? Well, I think you've had a pretty good experience in both of those at your wonderful institution. But it starts earlier. We've had the great good fortune of having 5 wonderful daughters and now 14 grandchildren. I say all the important things in life I learned from my children, my wife, of course, first, and the grandchildren, and you learn them over again. And with our children, I watched their own development, and around about age 12, they began international exchanges, exposing themselves to the other, to different situations. They'd had some of that by also reaching out beyond our relatively comfortable family to volunteer situations of people in poverty and other need, and consciously expose themselves to seeing life through others' lives. And IQ and EQ worked for them very well. But especially through the international exchanges from age 12 on, 4 things happened in their own sort of development. First of all, their curiosity was enhanced. Kids always ask the question why, but theirs was a little more informed why. Secondly, they became more tolerant. You're different from me. That's okay. Nobody gets hurt. No, it went beyond that. What makes that difference and what's interesting about it? Thirdly, their judgment became better. They were really quick to spot bigotry. They looked for the other side of the story. Like a good engineer, they triangulate to get at what were the real facts and the truth. But the fourth thing that happened was even most important. They learned empathy, walking in the other person's shoes and then doing something about it. So those are the lessons I've learned from my children. Let me leave you with one other story about if you practice IQ and EQ, don't ever think that it's just a drop in the ocean, that it's just a small gesture. It has great qualities in terms of elevating you and what you do, but most of all influences the others. The story is a kind of a chemistry story. With our 5 children, we would have birthday parties and I tell ghost stories. And after one of them, our eldest daughter, about age 11, 10 at that time, said, "Dad, you know, when you tell the ghost stories, the kids pretend to be scared. They're really not scared. They just don't want to make you feel badly. So they pretend to be scared. Why can't you be like Mr. McFarland? He does magic at his birthday parties." So I went to Mr. McFarland's house a few months later, and there was McFarland the magician, dressed in a big robe like this and a top hat and a mustache. And he was doing card tricks and the kids were mesmerized. And then he held up a glass of water, clear liquid. He said, I will turn this water into wine. And in his sleeve, he had a dropper with 1 drop of red vegetable dye, which he dropped in the glass. He held it up, and it turned a wonderful shade of rosé. Now, I hearkened back to a speech that Mother Teresa had given at the Greater Montreal Prayer Breakfast some years earlier about helping others. And after she finished her speech, some of us gathered with her and said, Mother Teresa, how can we be helpful? And I, being a university president, said, right, so you probably say, write a large check to my settlement house in Calcutta and we'll do good things with it. She didn't. She said, look in your own family, look in your own neighborhood, and I guarantee you there is someone who needs your care and love. Newspapers of Montreal picked up her speech, and one of them was practicing, I guess, what we call realpolitik in these days. It said, you know, Mother Teresa was here yesterday, gave an inspiring speech about her work in Calcutta. And, you know, she's a wonderful old lady. She'll probably be canonized as she was. But let's be practical. You know, she helps 200 people in the city of Calcutta. And there are how many? 10 million people there that live in abject poverty, in a country in abject poverty. What she does is a mere drop in the bucket, a drop in the ocean. And that bothered me at the time about the mere drop, until I saw Andy McFarlane put that drop of dye in that clear liquid. I had been thinking of a drop of dye or Mother Teresa's kindness as in mathematical or physical terms. I should have thought it as chemistry, because that 1 drop of dye, that drop of kindness, impacted with the molecules of water and turned them from clear liquid into a lovely shade of rosé. So let me end by mixing metaphors a little bit. Your grammar teachers would say never do this, so I know you'll remember it. And that is, on your journey forward in life, let there be many ponds into which you drop your pebble, and let that pond of water turn into a beautiful shade of rosé. Thank you for the honor today.
I am now pleased to call upon the faculty and graduate studies deans to congratulate the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Information Technology.
Congratulations, 2020 graduates of the Faculty of Business and IT. We're so excited to finally celebrate all your academic achievements with you and to recognize this huge milestone in your life, which marked a new beginning of a promising professional career. The skills, knowledge, and friendships you gained with Ontario Tech will take you far and enable you to be a leader, a team player, and an innovator. I would also like to give a shout out to thank your family, friends, and fellow students for all the support over the years to succeed academically at Ontario Tech University. Congratulations, everyone.
Dear graduates of the class of 2020, I'm so pleased to be able to join you in this wonderful celebration of your accomplishment. Here you are, masters of your disciplines, newly minted PhDs. Now that's impressive. My congratulations to all of you. Getting a master's or a PhD in normal times is already not an easy feat, but you've pulled it off during the pandemic with distancing, change modes of work, and just trying to keep safe. That gives new meaning to the word transformational, which is the experience all graduate students get going through their journey. I'd like to salute your dedication to your programs, and especially the deep knowledge and the advanced skill sets that you'll have acquired throughout your programs. These will serve you well as you embark on your career and perhaps pursue further studies. So you have the expertise. I invite you to use it wisely and for the betterment of society. I'm sure you will go on to further Ontario Tech's mission, which is to be leaders solving complex problems of the world and shaping the future. Thank you, all the best, and do stay in touch with the university.
And now it's time to introduce our graduates. Wherever you may be joining us from today, if you are able, would the graduates of the following degrees please stand? Master of Information Technology Security, Graduate Diploma, Bachelor of Commerce Honors, and Bachelor of Information Technology Honors. While these degrees were previously conferred in absentia, to honor tradition, Chancellor Fraser, as Vice Chair of Academic Council and on behalf of the university's Academic Council, I present to you these graduates and certify that they have fulfilled all degree program requirements and have been recommended for graduation by their faculty.
On the recommendation of the university's academic council, I hereby publicly confer upon these graduates the degrees to which they have demonstrated their entitlement and grant them all the honors, rights, and privileges appertaining thereto.
Candidates, please be seated.
Now presenting graduates from the degree Master of Information Technology Security. Festus Ekundayo Adadiba. Gabrielle Shun Agunse. Aliyu Damilola Ahmed. Mohammed Walid Al Hossein. Shihar Bano. Ajay Singh Grewal. Oksana Kilik. Javed Vali Kothapali. Osama Masood. Wahib Masood. Madiha Mateen. Monica Raj Migara. Shahar Adel Naji Mohammed. Kavintha Madaranga Moratua Acharij. Tamilarasan Muttu. Oshadevi Navanithan. Ifiyani Augustine Odiaka. Lakshmi Sai Samanvita Oraganti. Anu Prakash Sindhu. Ben Bovendra Singh. Sifan Etieno Usoro. Bamdad Vafai. Ajay Vijayan. Usli. Now presenting graduates from the degree Graduate Diploma. Jacob Robert Allen. Abdul Mashid Besed. Michelle Alexandra Bovin. Nicholas Stephen Boudou. Thomas Brazil. Zachary Cyril Cluitt. Lindsay Goldie Cohen. Hannah Marie Donnelly. Ariana Eridge. Kelsey Catherine Fisher. Emily Johanna Flim. Dane Barton Hamilton. Dawn Haw. Amy Lynn Jones. Connor Patrick Lagan Ring. Jillian Leask. Austin James Marks. Patrick Carl MacArthur. Julia Elise McLaughlin. Mahir Awab Memon. Chaitan Kathan Mystery. Christine Joella Rini Mo. Ho Yan Eng. Sean Michael Pells. Jacob Gordon James Quinlan. Rolene Lucia Robinson. Ashley Morgan Solms. Jessica Lynn Tilcox. Samuel Gregory Vander Baren. Chris Anthony Verway. Shannon Marie Warona. Now presenting graduates from the degree Bachelor of Commerce, Honors. Syed Hassan Alavi. Omar Mohammed Al-Asawi, Zara Al-Sawi, Trevor Douglas Astill, Farida Melanie Backus, Ryan Bain, Angela Roshani Bustiampillai, Gloria Rishani Bustiampillai, Arsalan Bayer Masood, Alexa Marie Bella, Aurelie Belfay, Jillian Ann Burkers, Mohammed Asim Bati, Mariam Mohammed Bainafif, Nicole Kristen Brandt, Jacob Michael Brown, Alyssa Alexis Cornelius, Bailey Eden Cote, Daniela Michelle Cruz Lopez, Mackenzie James Dasty, Gurpreet Singh Danoa, Aaron Mark Elwood, Kabrib Andreas, Rachel Fernandez, Rancis Vismar Fonseca, Earl Edward Forte, Ryan Jeremy Head, Matthew Akira Yuen Sun Huang, Delise Alania Hubbard, Liho Tom Joseph, Premapreya Kamalanathan, Manur Khan, Mohammed Ibrahim Khan, Jason Lacombe, Yogesh Ladd, Ryan James Laurie, Nathaniel Anthony Lee, Fasimba Bisola Lloyd, Matthew Luke, Jamil Mansour, Scott Rodney Marvin, Kyle Patrick Massey, Laura Anna Mahia, Zubair Ahmed Memon, Zuhaib Ali Memon, Kyle Mohammed, Quinn Jeremiah Murphy, Michelle Wynn, Ola Oluwatomi Olawale Olaleya, Okwuoma Victor Oluwadam Onwuamele, Jacob Daniel Parent, Nicholas Kemraj Prasad, Elise Raquel Peters Ranger, Pramudith Peta Yadahij, Thivijan Priyatharsan, Samantha Christine Pruden, Jamie Donnie Ramprasad, Marcus Reed, John Peter Drew Ryder, Matthew Sidaros, Shafi Ula Siddiqui, Bahitharan Sivalaganathan, Kishore Sivanezalingam, Agiv Sivasorabi, Abira Surakulanthakan, Catherine Marie Saint Jacques, Scott Carl Stasiuk, Estelle Coretta Theodore, John David Voskamp, Amir Waddell, Sophia Sasha Whitey, Kyle Robert Watson, Chun Kin Wang, Wendy Yang, Ryan Carr Lung Yu, Massimo Luigi Yurkowski, Michelle Patricia Abbott, Jacqueline Eiley Adams, Gloria Ayomide Adeboyega, Shawar Ahmad, Hadi Syed Ali, Victor Alashelskis, Siri Krishna Arijaratnam, Luke Joseph Aubin, Narissa Augustin, Mohammed Harris Ayub, Najia Baig, Brittany L. Bath, Maria Arnelia Ilaria Sendana, Kevin Wanchong Chan, Jebizan Chandranathan, Radi Dewan, Marcus Lee Ellsworth, Jesse Terrence Fox, Farishta Ghani, Carlos Gonzalez Mugaburu, Shanika M. Hall, Hannah Melissa Harding, Robin Victoria May Hawks, Rachel Elizabeth Maud Hendy, Yin Song Shung, Shazeb Humayun, Kizar Javed, Erica Taylor May Johnson, Thakshan Kitheswaran, Corey Connect, Moniel Ladd, Holly Samantha Landry, Nathan Lang, Emily Joanne Lidster, Kyle Locke, Jobel A. Macaronis, Megan Lenore McKinnon, Muhammad Magsi, Matthew Samuel Marston, Angela Mary Ellen McMullen, Nathan Maloche, Adam Monteith, Ali Muhammad, Alexander Olszewski, Vinay Francis Palayathil, Troy Partridge, Nikhil Patel, Anusha Parepa, Richard Anthony Persad, Gordon Scott William Peters, Elizabeth Petrushevsky, Casey Mark Poon, Patrick Porlier, Tayaba Kumar, Jameson Joseph Ramsey, Jacob Reed, Ava Erin Robinson, Heather Starr Santos, Farkan Shabir, Benita Shah, Andine Aslima Shaw, Matthew Alexander Sikora, Cecilia Sin, Bibi Nazila Singh, Crystal Slappendal, Ishmonique Anastasia Smith, Christina Adana Spencer, Danuja Thangaraja, Jessica Joanne Thomas, Kesavan Varathan, Leanne Marie Watt, Xiaowei Zhang, Zixuan Zhao, Leah Anastasia Vasiliadis, Ama Agadsi, Izahais Ajayi, Patrick James Allen, Michael Austin, Warisha Komal Baig, Matthew John Beauparlant, Rebecca Latany Bear, Brandon Thomas Butterworth, Xing Jie Tsai, Erin Amelia Carey, Josh D. Carrick, Kiran Chauhan, Cassidy Ann Cook, Boston Tanner Coppins, Kyla Ann Crittenden, Nicholas Anthony Souza DaCosta, Vinay Dubé, Mariam Asan, Jordan Ekman, Kirsten Layla Elliott, Alexandra Fernandez Evelyn, Faraz Faisal, Gavin Anthony Fernandez, Natalie Christine Gaynor, Christian Higgins, Scott Daniel Hodgens, Omar Iqbal, Vaishnavi Jyotikumar, Alexander Kondai, Basil Orest Kowalski, Alex Krenicki, Tyler Thomas Lachlan, Jordan Martin LeGros, Dizzy Liu, Jade Lauren McLeod, Michael Sam Robert Mahich, Bhaviznan Nagu Lesvaran, Satish Prasanna Nalin, Maya Shirley Ann Ohanesian, Vitharan Paramananthan, Luis Perez DeCorco Rocco, Zachary Paul Poulin, Rashathan Raghumaran, Sankeeth Rajakumar, Lorraine Sarah Ramachandran, Osama Sarwar Ramani, Nicholas Ryan Romanek, Yoruza Shakil, Zora Asma Sheikh, Kyle Andrew Sherman, Vaishnav Sivarajan, Ali Muhammad Sohail, Alicia Thailchira, Justin Sao, Colin James Frederick Vazzolo, Brandon Waller, David Westrup, Robert Bradley Young, Varda Afridi, Zain Akhtar, Cassandra Caroline Arndt, Sean Tyler Balcos, Jessica Ann Benoit, Ethan Borg, Eric Broadfoot, Douglas Robert Campbell, Sadaqat Chowdhury, Zachary A. Cowan, Stephen Dorey, Taylor Flood, Brandon Lee Goddard, Sierra Donnie Jean Howie, Adib Ryan Jauhari, Andrew Karski, Zinnia Khan, Kareem Kodir, Gianmarco Lamanna, Kristen Veronica Lammert, Karsten Kim Lung, Alex Lee, Juhang Lee, Quena Lee Jing Liu, Jacob John Martin, Nicole Lindsay Martin, Cameron Robert Bruce Mason, Muhammad Abdul Masood, Maureen Mikhail, Claire Myers, Victor No, Neil Panchal, Brendan Richard Parrish, Parth Lalubai Patel, Pravina Paranparasa, Patrick Andrew Shuck, Aitana Sabu, Mai Threri Santhukumar, Tharshana Srirangan, Matthew Sahil Tekka, Huda Alim Usmani, Eric Alexander Wong, Vanessa Yi, Laura Zwan, Zaharullah Afganyar, Sengul Oscar, Oretemi Okamena Aw, Mathumitha Baskaran, Matthew Roger Hayes Beaudry, Amy Louise Blakely, Olivia Brake, Melody Chang, Harjot Chima, Gariel Rike Chen, Sarah Elizabeth Cossett, Jamie Lynn Duff, Jason Emmanuel, Amanda Darielle Francis, Chantal Christina Gautier, Magdalene Graham, Hamza Hamid, Ryan James Hartwell, Amir Hashemi, Grayson Olivia Hocko, Angela Yuzasan Hidalgo, Aliyah Hossein, Raza Mehdi Jaffrey, Matthew Joseph Kehoe, Sydney Kempton, Shanice Curlew, Daniel Kwan, Angelina Kayla Lamanna, Talha Ijaz Malik, Farouk Manji, Madison Nellis, Paul Michael Noble, Nipun Udayanga Pahala Vithana, Solomon Peters, Priyanthi Prabha, Tharsiyika Sathiyaswaran, Raza Shamsi, Jacob Lorenz Salivio, Rachel Elizabeth Spaeth, Sayazan Thayaparan, Brian Tran, Andreanne Vachon, Munira Vashi, Heather Marie White, Alice Jen. Now presenting graduates from the degree Bachelor of Information Technology, Honors. Kinder Izu Salemin, Donald Wynn, Ryan Anthony Shuti, Shengchen Wang, Alexander Kake Yan, Gage Harrison Adam, Nathan Alphonse, Alvin Kofwi Kojo Aniwa, Sean Robert James Binney, Christopher Adam Brown, Christopher William Bull, Cameron Hunter Clark, Justin Collier, Quinn Donald Daggett, Raymond D. Matthew Demo, Jean-Pierre Montenegro Duchesne, Noah Dumoulin, Aiden Tate Fallis, Mitchell Morikio Fukazawa, Moisha Aaron Grosh, Janeng He, Cameron Alexander Heald Brown, Gabrielle Halander, Matthew James Holt, Jake Manjot Jandu, Bosco Chuk Tun Khan, Raza Kazmi, Bill Ming Ko, Saran Krishnaraja, Zachary Labas, Danny Luck, Andy Mello, Joss Kingdom Mu Young, Pierre Luc Eric Morin, Atia Naushin Nova, John Ben Lane Oliver, Jarvis John Paul Ortega, Matthew George Perez Kivakos, Syed Talib Rashdi, Janathan Ravi Kumar, Alexander Sincez, Hugo Akio Suzuki, Angela Ray Serato Tabafunda, Andrew Nicholas Turbrak, Mathushan Thivakumaran, Reagan Tran, Tom Siliopoulos, Cameron Ari Van Velzen, Dominic Christopher Vichian, John Stewart Waller, Yingshu Wang, Yoon Jie Yang, Zijun Yang, Joshua David Yehudayoff, Alexander Leon Yeravanian, Omar Abdo, Mohammed Ayubi, Nicholas Jack Bermeo, Rodell James Baranilla, Joshua Campbell, Caroline Caton, Tanvir Chowdhury, Sean Wesley Coleman, Dante Patrick Cupelli, Jeet Desai, Connor James Dickey, Theepakan Elamurakan, Joshua Gerald Robert Gleason, Madison Ainsley Hind, Assam Ekramolhak Aizabai, Austin Clayton Jans, Kashear Kazami, Emane Khan, Hamza Ahmed Khan, Qasim Ashraf Khan, Azan bin Latif, Naaman Madan, Mark Vincent Magpayo, William Gordon Marr, Andrew Sean Graf McKee, Omar Naeem Minawi, Faculty Medal, Ozer Idris Mula, Zawad Alam Moral, Dean Orchard, Yash Haresh Patel, Taneem Mohammed Rahman, Bradley Valenci Ramsamy, Ethan Noah Schwartz, Usama Shahid, Hanan Sheikh, Mohammed Shakufafard Jaromi, Jinesh Shrarasa, Aranya Sivakumar, Anant Sivalingam, Manjot Singh Trian, Wyatt Turner, Sungsuk Mario Wu, Serena Megan Yu, Hussein Yusufali. This concludes the inception of graduates for this convocation.
May this university give those who seek to find and share knowledge inspiration, and opportunity to make our world a better place for all. May our graduates go forward with inquisitive minds and passionate resolve to make a difference.
You did it, and under such very difficult circumstances. You and your family should be very proud of your accomplishments. Best of luck in the future.
Congratulations on your graduation.
All the very best in your next adventure.
Congratulations, graduates.
Good job.
Way to go.
You did it. We're so proud of you. Congratulations from the Faculty of Social Science and Humanities Academic Advising Office.
Way to go, graduates. You did it. All those hours of hard work, perspiration, and inspiration paid off. Well done.
You did it. Hold your head up high and be proud of yourself. Best of luck in all of your future endeavors.
You survived a pandemic, you survived online learning, but you have a fantastic education and you're going to have bright things in your future. Good job.
Congratulations, graduates. What an amazing accomplishment, finishing up all of your degree requirements and leveling up in life. Well done.
Congratulations to the classes of 2020 and 2021.
From all of us at Ontario Tech, congratulations on your graduation.
Congratulations, graduates. Stay in touch. All the best, and I wish you a wonderful career.
We're all very proud of what you've done over the past few years. I hope that you are too. All the best. Congratulations.
Well done. You have made it. You should be proud of yourself.
Congratulations, graduates. What an accomplishment.
Congratulations, James from Ontario Tech. Wish you all the best.
I congratulate each and every one of you on your remarkable accomplishment.
You did it! Way to go!
Congratulations on your degree. I wish you the best.
Congratulations. Well done.
Way to go!
Congratulations, everyone.
You did it.
Congratulations, graduates. Well done.